Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we can learn more about emerging and disruptive technologies as a part of Smart Nation Together. As Michelle introduced me, my name is Amir, and I'm with A Center at School of Computing, NUS. Let's move ahead and see what we can see during this presentation. We are going to talk about emerging and disruptive technology. Plan is having around 40 minutes of introduction of this topic and then allowing you to ask your noble questions. Let's move ahead and see what we have got here. We all know about this new paradigm shift. Nobody can tell you when exactly this new paradigm shift has started. But we can feel that. We can feel that, and we can realize that, okay, it is here. This new paradigm shift is here, and it's here to stay. It is here to change many things. This is a new player and a key player in our businesses, in our life. And there are many members on that team of key players of disruptive technologies. To name the most important one, we have got data analytics, we have got machine learning, we have got AI, artificial intelligence. They are here. We need to get familiar with them. When I say we, I'm going to tell you that it should be done in 3 different levels. One is personal level. Just remember 1990s. Having PCs and office and then internet in our business ecosystem. We needed to learn them and get familiar with them, how to use Excel, how to use emails, etc. Late 1980s, early 1990s. In particular, in an advanced countries, developed countries like Singapore, a high-tech country like Singapore. Now we have got new paradigm shift. They are here, AI, machine learning, data analytics, they are here to stay. And they are here to disrupt everything. And we need, in personal level, to get familiar with them, to harness them, to use them. And in business level, we also need to employ them. And in national level, any country who would like to be successful in the years to come, in decades to come, need to somehow employ and deploy these new technologies. Why? Okay, this is the one of the topics that I'm going to talk about. The synopsis of today's talk. We are going to review different paradigms and industrial revolutions. We are facing a new one. Nobody knows when exactly it has begun, but to me, let's say around 2000. Around 2000, we can consider that time as the birth year of these new technologies, data analytics, AI, and machine learning. We are going to review the features of these 3 disruptive technologies. It should be mentioned that there are more, but I consider these 3 as 3 musketeers who are going to revolutionize everything in our businesses. They have done it, but they are going to do more. Benefits and hazards of that new technologies, how to embrace the benefits of those disruptive technologies very briefly, and how to avoid hazards. And we will review a few real-world examples of applications of AI in particular, and data analytics and machine learning along with AI, and then we will conclude the seminar later. what are paradigms and industrial revolution? Okay, paradigm shift, a concept identified by, firstly, by American philosopher Thomas Kuhn. It is a fundamental change in the basic concepts and procedures of a scientific discipline. He introduced that firstly in science, in particular in chemistry, physics, and biology. However, later business owners, economists, they realized that managers, even politicians, they realized that, okay, in their own fields, there are some paradigm shifts, there are some revolutions, and okay, same definition, almost more or less same definition with what Thomas Kuhn had defined before. Even though Kuhn restricted that to the natural science, as I mentioned earlier, to physics, biology, chemistry, so on. These can be seen in many numerous non-scientific contexts. As I mentioned a few of them, we have got politics, we have got management, we have got economy, where we can see these paradigm shifts and industrial revolutions, or let's call them not industrial revolution, but a paradigm shift in technology, or a revolution in the way that that business in particular has been. That business has been like this, but after this paradigm shift, that business no longer can stay like that. It should be revolutionized sooner or later. To some extent, that business will be revolutionized as well. Okay, let's move ahead to the next one, industrial revolution as one of the obvious examples, the most tangible examples of paradigm shifts. We can see that in technology, we can see that in history of our civilization, and these industrial revolutions, they have changed everything. The first one happened in Britain, Europe, United States. The first one happened in late 18th century, early 19th century. This included going from hand production and a society which was mostly depends on agriculture to machine production, mass production procedures, and increasing use of steam power, water power, and the rise of machines in factories, the rise of industrial production. First, they started that in textile and in steel production, mass production of textile, mass production of high quality steel, and the results, it actually led to a kind of unprecedented rise in many things. Power, yeah, new power, rise of new powers. Britain, later America, Western Europe to dictate their power all around the world, and America after that, and Japan after a while. And again, that means that having big cities where factories had been, and the rise in the rate of population growth, everything. You know that after that industrial revolution, after a few decades, we realized some phenomenon that we hadn't got before. Weekends. Can you believe that? In agricultural world, before the industrial revolution, there wasn't any kind of weekends. Of course, we had got some religious holiday every week, Sunday for Christians, Saturday for Jews, Friday for Muslims. but it was half a day of pilgrimage, nothing in particular as a weekend, etc. A kind of entertainment. When people gathered in cities, they needed entertainment. Theaters, I don't know, consider football clubs, different clubs, all are results of the first paradigm shift or industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution, after a while, brought weekends, holidays, and clubs and sports and entertainment in actually in big scale. Um, so it was the first one, but not the last one. We have got switching from agricultural society via using steam and coal and machinery and mass production to world of iron, textile, and machinery, the first industrial revolution. A few decades later, uh, after having electricity, we asked electrical machinery to cover a part of the things that so far steam engines had been doing for us. And second industrial revolution happened in early 20th century. Electric machinery and advance in transportation. Advanced transportation systems were the actual signs of that second industrial revolution happened in early decades of 20th century. What about the next one? Okay, we had got second generation industries, factories, but now we are living in 1960s, 1970s. We have got digital computers, of course, early digital computers. We have got early robots. So the industrial revolution number 3, to switch from the second generation industries to the third generation industries where computers are there to control the processes, where robots are there, of course, limited to do many repetitive jobs in factories. Means that now factories are a kind of more automatic. Means that the factories are now able to produce high quality stuff. Means that these robots allowed that to revolutionize electronic, because robots allow us to develop more integrated circuits and PCB boards with more components. And we saw, okay, many things after 1970s, PC computers, laptops, desktops, I don't know, TVs, color TVs, many things like this, phones, mobile phones, and so on. Okay, and now, after 30 years, early 2000, Industrial Revolution 4. Now we have got Internet of Things. After a few decades of successful experience in Internet, now we can have Internet of Things, means web-enabled stuff connected together. They are a kind of automatic stuff, and due to interactions with each other via the web can do the job. And we have got automations. Thanks to what? Thanks to AI and IoT and data analytics. We can do many things now automatically. We can expect to have more distributed control, a kind of revolutionized businesses, a kind of IoT-based businesses, a kind of fully automatic businesses. All around the world, in advanced countries, they are thinking about how to use these disruptive technologies to actually switch to Industry 4.0. And it's not just about factories. It's about everywhere. It's about every businesses. It's about our personal life. We can see that, okay, every day we will see more and more automatic stuff connected together, interact with each other via the web. Okay, this is IoT. If we call it IoT, if we call it anything else, it doesn't matter. It's here, and it will affect many things. Next, we have got AI. Systems now can decide. Systems now can think. Systems now can make some decisions. Sometimes you may think about roads and streets full of driverless cars. You can think about controlling of the traffic flow by AI and many things like that. This is the new society. This is the new way of doing the duties. And this is the life after implementation of fully implementation of intelligent systems, web-enabled devices, AI, machine learning, and after analyzing the results using data analytics, we will be in better situation by many aspects, for instance, in decision making, in many things, That insights gathered by data analytics will give us many hints about doing this or that. That's it. That's it. Okay, so to list those disruptives and having a brief definitions of them, AI, machines that can think and behave like us. Artificial intelligence is this. Developing machines that can think and behave like us. Having them is a part of digital transformation, modern digital transformations, digital transformation of 2020. Digital transformation towards having fully automatic Industry 4.0 businesses, not only factories, but offices, but banks, but fintech companies, but insurance companies, but governments, but universities, not only factories. Industry 4.0 means having the fourth generation ideas and models in all businesses, and AI is here to help us with that because we need machines that can think. Without that, fully implementation of Industry 4.0 would be very difficult, almost impossible. Machine learning, a part of AI, but where machines that can learn how to solve problems. From where? Okay, by having some feedback, by having some proper data. Machines that can learn. Learn to do what? Learn how to solve problems. This is machine learning. Machines that can improve their performance. Machines that can be better in many things. Machines that can help us in many aspects. This is machine learning. Okay, a very general definition. Machines that can learn how to solve the problem. We won't design them from the beginning to solve the problem. We just design them in a way that they can learn. After a while, by learning from the outcomes, by learning from the data, they would be able to solve the problems and improve their performance and adapt to new situation and new restrictions and considerations. Data analytics, another disruptive technology, finding patterns and knowledge inside data. Okay, data is a treasure full of things that we can learn. By doing data analytics, by finding patterns and knowledge inside data, we will be able to learn more from data and to have more knowledge and wisdom in solving our problem, in improving our performance, again, in personal level, in business level, and in national level. IoT, a network of web-enabled devices that can do the job together. And these three, AI, machine learning, data analytics, will help IoT to be better, to be more realistic, to be more feasible, to be in higher performance. Okay, a modern business should be and would be AI-based, machine learning-based, data analytics-based, and IoT-based. More or less, in some businesses, you can't find a real trace of IoT. In some businesses, the presence of IoT is more visible, more evidence, stronger. But about AI, machine learning, data analytics, almost all businesses should be based on them, should be based on the wisdom extracted from data, insights extracted from data. We should use AI as much as possible to solve our problems. We should use machine learning to improve the performance of our system. And in many cases, yes, IoT is there. So a modern business would be star-based. And instead, and you can replace that star with AI, machine learning, IoT, and data analytics, just in case. And a real hazard is being ignorance. Yeah, this is a real hazard. Just have a look at this. Nokia. Once they were the first name in the field of mobile phones. Many of us, our first and second and third mobile phone was a Nokia. But what about now? They just out of the top market simply because they ignored two things. They just ignored two things. One is the effects of high quality LCD and LED touchscreens. Second thing, they ignored the importance of having a capable operating system for mobile phones, something like iOS or Android. They just ignored that. And the results, you can see that. Blockbuster video, you know about that. Once around the corner of many streets all around the world, you could have seen these Blockbuster video shops to rent VHS tapes. Where are they now? They closed down. Why? Because they ignored the new technology. They ignored a paradigm shift in this entertainment business. What was that? Okay, it was online video sharing. It was online video streams. They just ignored that, and that was the results. A very successful business now isn't in the market anymore. And Xerox, what's happened to them? Once they were one of the pioneers, they just ignored the one of their own inventions. Xerox researchers developed the first X Windows environment as an advanced user interface using mouse and color screen, etc. And the managers of Xerox just didn't realize the importance of that. And a clever man, Steve Jobs, saw that and bought that patent from Xerox. This is one of the famous stories, and it's not a story, it's true, in the history of computing. Steve Jobs realized the importance of that and bought that, I don't know, $100,000 something very cheap from Xerox. What? The patent of having X Windows graphical user interface, mouse-driven graphical user interface, and something like this. And he managed to use that in Apple computers, Macintosh computers. And that was a big breakthrough for Apple. And they started using those new ideas. They started using those new ideas back to 1980s, and they still looking for new ideas. That's why Apple is one of the famous names in the field of AI and machine learning as well. So Apple was the winner because they didn't ignore a new idea. Xerox was the loser because they did. Blockbuster was the loser because they didn't realize the importance of video streaming, whereas Netflix now is one of the most successful entertainment companies. They realized the importance of that. Samsung realized the importance of having smartphones and a capable operating system and a good touch screen user interface. Nokia ignored that. This is the difference between success and failure. This is the difference between winners and losers in many cases. And now we have got this new technology, these disruptive technologies, and everybody should embrace them. Of course, if you have a look at the timeline of AI as one of those disruptive technologies, you will realize that actually the breakthrough in AI history started in late 1990s, 1997 actually, if you want to be very precise. So this is a very new technology, AI. Data analytics also, machine learning also. So just in 25 years, AI managed to do many things. Of course, the history of AI backs to 1950s, but actually the development of AI and gaining popularity for AI and being accepted in the world of technology and businesses didn't happen before 1997. After that, different businesses realized that AI is important, and here you are. 1997, that rebirth of AI after that famous chess match between IBM Deep Blue Computer and Garry Kasparov, the world chess champion at that time. Then development of a deep learning system, then having personal assistants, having driverless cars, having many AI systems, machine learning systems everywhere. So just in a quarter of century, AI, machine learning, they managed to change many things. And now they are one of the hottest topic in the world of technology. And again, have a look at the list of the richest people of the world. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all related to modern disruptive technologies, all more or less related to digital technologies. And what about the successful businesses? They are all high-tech. Alibaba, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Samsung, Google, Huawei, Tesla. And that means that to be rich, to be successful as a person, as a business, and as a nation, you need to pay attention to disruptive technologies. Either this technology is .com, either this technology is development of smartphones or digital computers and operating system back to 1980s, or the modern disruptive technologies, AI, machine learning, data analytics. People who be successful on those fields will be the next generation tycoons. Businesses who will be successful in implementation of AI and machine learning, data analytics will be the successful businesses of the 2020, 2030, the next decades to come. And you can see that all these big names are involved in disruptive technologies. Amazon is there, AWS, Samsung is there, Tesla, Huawei, they are all players in the field of AI and machine learning and other disruptive technologies. And you know that Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates, they have gathered the money from those disruptive technologies. Of course, some of them from the older disruptive technologies such as e-businesses, operating systems, and PC revolution. Some of them know from the newer disruptive technologies such as electric cars and so on. Just a comparison, not only in the field of businesses and tycoons, but in military power. Have a look at this table. I'm going to compare a Bayraktar drone with a Russian T-90 main battle tank. Have a look at this table. This is a Bayraktar drone. Weight is 650 kilograms. Price is 1.5 million. Remotely controlled by one pilot. There is no pilot on that. Developed by Turk. And a T-90 main battle tank. A huge 9 × 6 × 2 meter dimension, 64 tons of weight, $6 million price, 3 personnel. And have a look at this. Back to mid of May 2022, a few weeks ago, Russia has reportedly lost more than 650 tanks, some of these, and about 3,000 other armored vehicles and heavy equipment so far in its invasion of Ukraine. Why? Simply because a third-generation army like Russia, although it has got tanks and armored vehicles, can't compare with a very smaller, lighter equipped, but fourth-generation army of Ukraine. Because this smart drone is much more powerful than this big tank. As simple as this. As simple as this. No third-generation army can compare with fourth-generation army. Even though you have got many tanks, you will lose 650 tanks, 3,000 armored vehicles and heavy equipment, heavy vehicles in a battle in just, I don't know, 2.5 months, 3 months. Simply because they are old, simply because it's a kind of fighting with bow and arrow with rifles. Yeah, after having rifles and gunpowder, it's not possible to fight with sword and bows and something like this. And after having intelligent drones, you can't fight with your tanks, only with your tanks. You need to move ahead, and this is important. But benefits and hazards of that disruptive technologies, they increase the work efficiency, work with higher accuracy. They reduce the cost of training and operation, definitely. They improve the processes altogether. More sustainable development is possible based on disruptive technologies, AI, machine learning, data analytics, and IoT. And better decision making is a fact after having those disruptive technologies deployed in your business or in your decision making process. There are some risks and hazards. Some of them are real, some of them are just myth. Lesser jobs, okay, we need to switch to high-tech jobs. That's true. A threat to humanity, we must be careful about that because AI is very powerful. It is more powerful than nuclear power, and we need to control that. We need to control that. Black box algorithms in the field of AI and lack of transparency. Okay, results of data analytics, results of AI, we can consider them as black box, and we need to ask them to be more transparent, in particular in strategic decision making. Data sourcing and violation of personal privacy is a fact in modern technology, in particular when we deal with machine learning and AI and data analytics. Unclear legal responsibility is a fact when we have got machine controlled systems. In case of any any problem, any accident, who is responsible for them? Bias, even though we are dealing with machines, bias is a fact over there. If you train your machine with biased data, the results would be a machine with biased decisions. That's the fact. Awareness, emotions, and conscious, they are the things that machines haven't got to some extent. And we should be careful about that. Finally, they are machines. There is no conscious, there is no emotion, there is no awareness when a machine is going to do a job. And these are the things that we should be careful about. In this table, you can see some myth and fact. Super intelligence by 2100 is inevitable. Nobody can get sure about that. Super intelligence is a machine which is more intelligent than human being. Only Luddits worry about AI. No, it's a myth as well. Many top AI researchers are concerned about the power of AI as well. Mythical worry, AI turning evil, or AI turning conscious. It is a mythical worry. Actually, AI is far from being evil. We should be careful about that, but it's far from being that. And the level of consciousness in AI machines is still very limited. Robots are the main concern. Actually, robots are a tool, and we should be careful about the algorithms for controlling those robots. A myth is AI can't control the human beings. A fact is intelligence-enabled controls means that we are smarter than tigers, although we are weaker physically than tigers, but because we are smarter than tigers, we control them. We have controlled them for thousands of years and now, or hundreds of years. And AI, if it is more intelligent than us, if smarter than us, can control us directly or indirectly, implicitly or explicitly, or something like this. Machines can't have goals. Okay, many weapons, many automatic weapons, they have got goals. So machines can have goals, but not as complicated as a human being goals. And super intelligence, a system which is more intelligent than human beings, is just years away. No, at least we need a few decades to have that super intelligence systems. How to embrace the benefits and avoid hazard? We need to ensure safety and establish accountability for any disruptive technology, for any powerful modern technology, AI, data analytics, IoT, whatsoever. We should ensure the fairness of those technologies. We should consider human rights and values as the most important thing, more important than commercial gain and benefits and something like this. Respect the privacy and reflect the diversity of and inclusion, which are basic rules in modern human society. Promote collaboration and avoid concentration of power on machines. Provide transparency and acknowledge legal and policy implications of modern, powerful, disruptive technologies, AI, machine learning, data analytics, all of them. Limit harmful uses of disruptive technologies, for instance, AI, and contemplate implications for employment, because we need jobs. And what about a smart nation? What a smart nation can do to have those benefits and profits of disruptive technologies and avoid the risk and hazard as much as possible. Knowing and articulation is the first step. You need to know and articulate the more disruptive technologies, formal in universities and for public. Investment on different aspects of those disruptive technology. It is a must for any advanced country, for any developed country, for any high-tech country. Collaboration between academies and businesses and governments. Three players here are academies, businesses, and government. They need to collaborate with each other. And internationally, we need to have a kind of collaboration, either in development or in regularization of AI and other disruptive technologies, IoT, etc. Implementation, we should be careful about where to start implementation, where or tools that we need for a successful implementation of AI as a part of digital transformation and Industry 4.0 paradigm. AI and other disruptive technologies are an important part of any successful digital transformation. And observation is necessary. We need to monitor those disruptive technology and the products based on them. We need to check our system. We need to evaluate and evolve them as well. Real world examples, very briefly. Alibaba, you know about the Chinese company and world's largest e-commerce platform. It was actually at least since a year ago. Till a year ago, sorry. AI is integral in Alibaba's daily operation and is used to predict what customers might want to buy. Customer requirements prediction is a part of their job based on AI. With natural language processing, the company automatically generates product descriptions for their e-commerce website. They have got a project called City Brain to create smart cities as a part of their business development. In this project, they use AI to reduce traffic jams or to monitor vehicles on that smart city. Of course, they have developed a kind of cloud technology to help farmers to monitor crops and improve the yield and cut costs thanks to artificial intelligence. So Alibaba Cloud Services for farmers to help them to monitor the products and enhance the yield and cut the costs. IBM, pioneer in the field of computer, and one of the forefront in AI as well. 25 years ago, they beat the world chess champion and they started the new era of AI. IBM's Watson computer won the game show Jeopardy. And the latest artificial intelligence accomplishment for IBM is Project Debater. This AI is a system that can beat human beings in debates. Even professional debaters have faced some problems in beating the IBM AI-based debater system in human-like arguments and in logical debates. Tencent is another Chinese company. This is a social media company, and they have been involved in AI for years, and they would like to be the most respected internet enterprise, and they have used AI to get that goal, to get through that goal. They have got 1 billion users on their WeChat messenger, and they would like to reach to gaming, digital assistance, mobile payment, and cloud storage, live streaming, sports, education, movies, and self-driving car. And in many of those cases, they need to use AI. One of their slogans is AI in all, means AI in all the products of this company. And finally, Tencent acquires the huge amounts of information and insight about customers and processes to be in a better situation. To conclude, I have got some quotes from people who know AI, machine learning, and other disruptive technologies, data analytics, and so on. I just focus on AI as one of those disruptive technologies to keep it clearer over here in conclusive part. Success in creating AI would be, and you can replace AI with data analytics, with machine learning, with IoT, makes no difference. Success in creating AI would be the biggest event in human history. Unfortunately, it might also be the last unless we learn how to avoid the risks. Stephen Hawking said that, you know him, the late Stephen Hawking, before his death. It is difficult to think of a major industry that AI will not transform. This includes healthcare, education, transportation, retail, communications, and agriculture. There are surprisingly clear paths for AI to make a big difference in all of these industries. Who said that? Andrew Nee. He is one of the pioneers in the field of AI and machine learning. And again, you can change the AI here with IoT, machine learning, data analytics with almost the same meaning. I imagine a world in which AI is going to make us work more productively, live longer, and have cleaner energy. And again, instead of AI, I can say machine learning, data analytics, and so on. Who said that? Fifi Lee, professor of computer science at Stanford. And Andrew and Fifi are both my friends. Okay. And there are some references for further reading, and I'm going to, before finishing that and starting answering your noble questions, my friend, in this conclusive part, I wanted to show you the importance of those disruptive technology. You can learn more about those technologies using these references. However, there are some other ways to go to learn more about AI and other disruptive technologies. One of them is attending these seminars planned and organized by ACE at NUS. ACE is a part of a branch in School of Computing at NUS, and we have got a series of seminars and professional certificate and advanced professional certificate in emerging and disruptive technologies. You can refer to this email, and of course, there are series of messages in Zoom group chat of this seminar, and my friends and colleagues at ACE have provided some information for you on Zoom group chat. Again, we have got another professional certificate in AI and machine learning. Information are available in NUS ACE website, and you can refer to those information and check the Zoom group chat as well. And I will be there to help you with machine learning in management. This is just a very short introductory course. Just in 90 minutes, I'm going to describe machine learning and its applications in management. This would be nice to learn more about how management can be affected by AI and, in particular, machine learning. Over here, you can see the topics of that 90 minutes short course on applications of machine learning in modern management. We are going to articulate basic terms and definitions of machine learning and basic approaches in machine learning and the structure of machine learning implementation to improve managerial aspects of different businesses, along with some real-world examples. Okay, my friends, that's it. I'm going to stop presentation and I'm going to answer your questions.